Come to the top of your mat, reaching the arms up for half moon. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, bending over to the right, and then come back to center. Inhale, exhale over to the left. Sorry about my awesome video skills. It's chopping off my upper body. Little back bend. Come back to center, and then let's fold forward. Lifting halfway up. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting up into upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Take a few breaths. Lifting the right leg up. Let's step it through. Spin the back heel down. Open the arms out to a T for warrior 2. Nice strong arms. Turn the front palm up, arching it back for reverse warrior. Keep bending the leg forward. And then back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Let's pivot the back foot in a little bit. We're going to twist for revolved triangle. So left hand comes down. Inside or outside the foot is full pose. Right hand up. Breathe. Square the hips. Right hip back. Unwinding, walking in to a wide forward fold. Make sure your toes are straight forward. And whatever arm variation, my favorite is this is Yoga Mudra. So we're doing my favorite poses today. Shift your weight a little forward in the feet. Take your hands down, walking out to almost a table position. And then flattening the back, finding a nice wide downward facing dog. Great hip opener. Awesome hamstring stretch. Walk it back in, walk back to the top of the mat, coming to a lunge, so spinning onto the ball of the back foot, and then stepping back, take that right leg straight up, opening to your 3-leg dog, and then flipping the dog if you know how to do that. Lift the hips. Undoing it, you're going to pick that right leg up, and you're going to bring it halfway between your left hand and foot, lifting the left hand up for a modified plank pose, and then letting yourself come down into a seated wide forward fold. So a nice little vinyasa sequence. And don't worry if you don't get it the first time, you can always try it again. Take your hands back to the top of your mat, making your way back to your downward facing dog. You have to do all that on the other side, but let's take a vinyasa in between. You could always rest if you need to. Let's pick that left leg up, step it through, spin the back heel down, opening out, warrior 2, nice deep bend in the leg, turn the front palm up, arching back, reverse warrior. I like to drop my gaze down toward the backhand, feels nicer on my neck. Straighten the legs, maybe pivoting or walking that back foot in a little bit, twisting, right hand down, left arm up for revolved triangle, take that left hip back. Your hamstrings are tight, you might need a shorter stance. And then walking inside the left foot into your wide forward fold, both feet straight forward. And then if you'd like to here, maybe come to a tripod headstand. You can just stay in your wide forward fold. So whatever's working for you, one day might be different from the next. As gracefully as you can, coming down. Lift the gaze, walk out to more of a table position. And then flattening the back into a wide downward dog. Don't mind the nice shot of my behind. Coming back to a lunge. Stepping back to down dog, let's do a 3-leg dog on the left side and then flipping the dog. Lift the hips up. If anyone's back bendy enough to do wheel here, you can. Then unwinding, taking that leg and bringing it under you, halfway between the hand and the foot, and then lifting the hips up for a modified version of a side plank. Sitting down and coming forward for a nice wide seated forward fold. Flex the feet. Breathe. Here I'm doing a variation. I'm grabbing my feet. Deep breaths. And then we'll turn the torso back to the top of the mat. Plant the hands. Step back. And then coming forward and moving through another vinyasa. And since we're doing my favorite poses today, I added a little Sphinx into my vinyasa. I love Sphinx, it's so nice for the back. So elbows are under the shoulder. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and think about almost snaking the heart forward. And then I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to try to press straight up and then back to downward dog. Little core and arm work. Lift your gaze, bend your knees. Let's hop to a prayer squat, so feet are coming outside the hands. And then I walk my hands forward, heel toe my feet back in, coming to my favorite forward fold, Padahastasana. Hands completely under the feet. Toe tips are in line with the crease of your wrists. You need to bend the knees, so your belly needs to be against the thighs. And I'm going to lift halfway up, still shift my weight forward a little bit. I'll release. Hands come to my waist as I come back up using core strength to support my back. A little back bend at the top. I'm going to come to standing bow, so I'm going to reach for my right foot with my right hand. Of course, again, you can't see the top of me. My left arm is reaching up, and I'm kicking my foot into my hand to open up that space between my heel and my bottom, coming down to sugar cane, a variation on standing half moon balance. And then a nice forward fold. This time I'm going to wrap my arms behind the creases of my knees, which feels really nice. And see how I just shifted my weight forward a little bit? That is so much better for your back. It protects your attachments and your hamstrings. I'm going to lift halfway up. Hands on the waist again to come up a little back bend at the top, and let's do the other side. So I'm going to grab the left foot with the left hand, trying to go for the big toe side of the foot to open my shoulder. Right hand up, kicking the foot back, arching, and then I'm trying to make my way down to sugar cane, or a variation on standing half moon balance. Coming onto my fingertips, and I'm trying to stack my hips open. And then releasing into, yet again, another forward fold. This time I'm going to yoga toe lock. Elbows bend out to the side. Again, if you need to bend the knees, bend them. And notice again here, I'm going to shift my weight forward in the feet a little bit. And then halfway up. Plant my hands. Heel toeing back out to a squat position. And I'm going to walk my hands back behind my heels, coming to arm pressure pose. So scooting one foot in at a time. Your hands have to be planted. If they're not planted, don't do this pose. They have to be down. Elbows bent 90 degrees like chaturanga. And then I'm going to lift up into firefly. So keeping my elbows bent, I'm going to straighten my legs. And then I'm going to kick back to chaturanga. So this takes a lot of practice. It took me years to do. Coming to up dog. And back to down dog. So try it. Use your core strength. See how it goes. So I'm going to step the right foot forward, taking my hands inside my foot. And then I'm going to open to a twisted lizard lunge. So I'm rolling onto the outsides of both feet and reaching the right hand up. Unwinding. My right hand is coming underneath me. Okay, so I'm coming to an arm balance here. My left elbow has to be pinned into my sides. That's very important there. Okay, I'm going to come to Hanumanasana. Split pose. You can use blocks here. Don't go all the way down. Do what you can. Remember, this is an intermediate to advanced sequence, so it's a little bit fast. Take my hands back inside and sweep my leg around. I'm going to step the left leg forward. Take the hands inside the leg. Planting the right hand, I'm going to reach the left arm up and roll onto the sides, outsides of the feet for a little lizard lunge twist. Then I'm going to bend the elbows. I'm taking that left hand underneath. So really, your shoulder has to get up close to the shoulders. Your knee has to get up close to the shoulders. Here I'm getting extremely hot. It's getting harder and harder to hold. It's like 100 degrees out. I'm going to heel toe back in. And sink into my split pose. So remember, when you're trying the arm balance, that back leg has to be really, really straight. That's what always helps me come up. Once I scoop my front leg out, it's that back leg super straight and strong as it lifts up. And for split, just square the hips and do what you can. Breathe into it. It's the ultimate in the hips and hamstrings. It might be my favorite pose. I'm going to come forward here, take a Vinyasa. And coming back to downward dog. Lift your gaze. I'm going to jump and fold. Standing split. I'm going to take the right leg up. Try to keep your hands very close to your leg. If you need to bend the knee, bend. Maybe the left hand comes around the ankle, or maybe the right hand too. Definitely not happening for me in the heat. Standing table or half fold, and then I'm switching it up. So left leg is lifting. I'm still trying to square my hips. Maybe the right hand comes around the ankle. Trying to get as close to my leg as I can. Releasing. Bend my knees. I'm hopping back out to a squat. Heel toe in a little bit because I was a little too wide there. And I'm coming to prayer squat. Try not to slump here. Take my hands behind me. Sit back as gracefully as I can. And coming to double pigeon or fire log pose. So remember, this is different than doing lotus. So my shin They're both in line with the front of my mat. It's literally ankle to knee. So my ankle bone is lined up to my knee. Flex the foot. A lot of you will have your knee pretty high up, and that's fine. You do what you can. Switching it up. Now see from this angle, see how my knee is touching my foot, but some people's knee will be up. And that's fine. Just breathe. Do what you can. You might not be able to fold all the way forward. Ultimate outer hip, great for the SI joint and sciatic nerve. Remember to come to tortoise. So maybe it's just your hands that are down around the ankles. Or maybe you stay there with the forearms down. I'm going to rock side to side and try to scoop my arms under me. If you are more open than me in the shoulders, maybe you can bind your hands behind your back and try to get my head down. If you had someone there to help you, maybe they could lift your feet and cross them behind your head. I can't do that one on my own. And then, this is one of my favorites, I'm going to bend the elbows, using my core strength, pick myself up to firefly. Again, it takes a lot of practice. And then lowering back down. I'll take a wide leg side bend here. Heart turning up. Inhale center, exhale switching. Coming back, I'm going to take my hands down behind me, legs together, and lifting for a reverse plank. Just for a breath, nice tricep work. And you got to get the core in there. So bow pose, lift your legs off the ground. Modified, you can bend the knees. Give myself a little hug and roll down onto my back. Let's do a recline twist. So my knees are going to drop to the right, arms are out to the T. Closer the knees are in toward my chest, the deeper the twist is. And then switching. And then coming back to center. Extend my legs all the way out. I'm going to come up with a roll up just to get a little core work going. Nice forward fold. As you can tell, I love to fold. And then we're going to do inversion of your choice. So again, since we're doing my favorite poses today, I'm going to do a variation on a handstand, right angle pose. So I'm going to walk up. Your hands would go where your heels would go if your back was against the wall. Drop the shoulders. I'm going to lift one leg up. And then I'm going to lift the other leg up. So this version I get even more shoulder work than when I do a full handstand. You could obviously hold it longer than that. And then finding everyone's favorite, Shavasana.